Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do a tarot collective for today. It is Saturday, June 13th, 2026. I heard Thursday again. Freaking Thursday. Stop it with the Thursday. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever doesn't, leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We're going to use Deck of the Undead by Hattie Thorne. You can find this at hattiethorne.com. You can also find it in her Etsy shop. I'm just looking to see if the naked man is out there. The half naked man. From last night. Because this is almost the time when I went out there, I think. It was slightly darker, but it was still light, like on the other side of the building. We got 3 on the table. Someone's taking a timeout. I don't. That's all I heard was timeout. Timeout. We got 4 on the table. 5 on the table. Someone's taking a timeout because they don't know what to do. They don't know like where to go or what they're doing or what their path is, what their I just heard transaction is. We got 6 on the table, 1 major. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. 6 on the table, 1 major. 7 on the table, 1 major. No reverse. 2 more shuffles. Somebody doesn't know, like, somebody doesn't know where to go. Wait, was that the last shuffle? We're doing one more shuffle. I think that was the last shuffle, but we're going to do one more. Last shuffle. Because that seemed too quick to me. I don't know. All right. Okay. We got 8. Yeah, somebody's going to have to make a choice. Somebody's going to have to make the choice. Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. It says, light the fuse, learn as you go. Top of the deck is Justice. We had that yesterday. Justice. Oh, and it's by its friend, the Lovers. Top of the deck. Maybe this is a lover situation. Maybe somebody has a choice of 2 people. There's nothing in the spread to suggest that, but take how it resonates. We got Ace of Swords, 3 of Wands. We got 4 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 10 of Cups, the Hangman, Queen of Wands, and bottom of the deck is the Chariot. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates, doesn't matter. Somebody has a choice to make. Because it's like, am I going towards my 10 of Cups? Is this my 10 of Cups? Is this my 10 of Cups? Are they my 10 of Cups? Are they my 10 of Cups? It's like somebody doesn't know. And with the Hangman, Hattie Thorne wrote on there, he chose the fall, but not the landing. It's like you can choose the direction you're going in, right? You choose that direction, but you don't necessarily choose the outcome. God's going to show you that. Why am I seeing in my head like one of those like maniacal like burns from The Simpsons where he's like where he goes like yeah, with the Queen of Wands. Like I just okay. So the Queen of Wands, okay, the Queen of Wands, Hattie Thorne wrote at the bottom, command the blaze, rule the ruin. And I heard in my head, oh my god. Why tell me why I'm thinking of like fried green tomatoes or something. Um if you know, you know, but I'm going to say it. You you can light the fire but don't eat the barbecue. Fried green tomatoes, the barbecue, if you know, you know. You know, you know. You can light the fire but don't eat the barbecue. Oh my gosh. Now I kind of want to watch that movie, but it makes me cry every time. It makes me cry every time. I don't know. Like I'm looking at this chariot card and it says driven by death, fueled by fear. Don't don't do that. If this is resonating for you, don't do that. Don't let fear be a factor in which direction you go in. Like if you seriously feel like something's not for you, then fine. But if you want to go in a certain direction or you want to be with a certain person, but you just feel like somehow the odds are against you as a couple or somehow the odds are against you in that job, but you don't know that for sure, like it's one thing to know you're walking into a toxic situation. It's one thing to make it toxic before it happens, before you experience it. Okay? And I've said this, I just said this the other day and I'll say it again. Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, whatever the case, you can leave. You can leave. A job probably a little bit harder, right? Cuz you got to look for a new job. If it's a person, if it's a situation and you don't feel comfortable there, something is off, you realize like after a few days, a few weeks, a few months, like this is not working, you can leave. You're not married, you're not held there by some type of agreement, you can leave. Like I said, the only thing that might be hard to leave is a job because you want to make sure you have another job. But don't ever stay in a situation because you think you have to. And don't ever not get into a situation because you just feel like I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a fear of the unknown, I guess. Because here's my thing, you should never really fear the unknown. I mean, everything is unknown until you try it the first time. And again, unless you know you're walking to like abusive, toxic situation, what is there to fear? And I guess the other thing is too is like if this is a relationship, right? If we're going to use a relationship as an example, you could meet somebody and get along with them just famously and then get into a relationship with them and 2 weeks later they show their true colors and then you have something to fear. But you wouldn't necessarily know that at the beginning unless you're highly intuitive and psychic. Then again, if you're highly intuitive and psychic, you probably would feel it in your gut, like, hey, don't do this. And you should always listen to your gut. there's just something about fear. Like, don't let fear drive all of your decisions, I guess, is what it is. Like, if you always make a decision based on fear, that's a problem. Hmm. I feel like if you choose wrong anyway, whether it's a person or a situation, whatever the case, I feel like if you choose wrong, I don't know how it works for everybody else, but like I see my karma pretty quick. Like I get the sign pretty quick. So I would think if you make the wrong choice, go in the wrong direction, choose the wrong person, like I would assume you're going to get that sign pretty quick. God, your angels, your ancestors, your dearly departed loved ones, they're probably going to give you a little bit of mercy there. I hope so. And it's kind of funny because I just uploaded um, a reading with the Everyday Apocalypse Tarot by Hattie Thorne. I almost feel like this could be like a prelude to that. Um, it doesn't have to be, but it kind of gives that vibe. Because that reading was about getting out of a situation that they weren't meant to be in, and this is almost like the prelude. Like, okay, which direction do I go in? And then they go in the wrong direction, and then that reading happens. I'm just saying. I would also say this: if you're a person that makes snap judgments, like snap decisions, then continue to do that, because that's how your intuitiveness is going to work with you. If you're somebody that needs time to think, then do that with this. Take the time to think, because again, that's how you work with your intuitiveness. Don't do something different. Do not do something different. Stick with what you know. However, you reason it out, however, you look into it, talk to God, talk to yourself, talk to your pets. I don't know. But keep doing it the same way, because that's how you are going to become your most intuitive and tap into that ability. And it's only going to get better and better through time, because you're going to trust that instinct. And I don't know who needs to hear this, because this is just kind of like a side note, and then I'm going to let it go. This doesn't necessarily have to do with just the reading, this is in general. Rest is not peace. At the bottom of this Four of Swords cards, it says rest is not peace. Somebody needs to rest, and somebody needs to like meditate for peacefulness. They're not the same. Rest is going to rejuvenate your body. A sense of peacefulness is going to rejuvenate your mind and your soul. Okay? They're not the same. Make sure you're doing both. Maybe if the weather's nice by you, which pretty much everybody should have nice weather right about now. You know, does anybody have winter and summer? I don't even know. I don't know how that works across the world. I have no idea. I do not claim to be a scientist or a weather person or a genius. Um, get outside and ground. And I say this all the time, you don't literally have to have your bare feet on the ground, but get outside, get some fresh air, Listen to the trees rustle. Listen to the birds chirp. Listen to the squirrels down on the ground. Whatever. Get outside for a minute. 10 minutes a day, something. You know, I go out and sunbathe. You don't have to do that. Put a hat on. Put a jacket on. Get out early in the morning when the sun's rising. Just breathe in the fresh air for a few minutes. Take it all in. And then run back inside. I don't know who needed to hear that. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonates. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. And I will talk to you later.